Hey guys, this is Tyler here. Just a quick video I'm going to do with you guys. Day trading's a really challenging area. Often we hear these statistics that it's something like less than 10%, less than 5%, sometimes less than 2%, depending on the stat of traders are successful. I've done some other previous videos on why some of these stats lack huge depth. They lack other pointers that people don't realize. Even to this day, even with my own struggles in this area, I still will recommend it to people if they're willing to put in the work. So let's look at the economy as a whole right now in the US and even in many other countries. It's absolutely atrocious. It's a disaster. People can take this approach of complaining about it and not being proactive, or they can find solutions. They can be proactive and figure out what they can do to make themselves successful in this economy. When we look at like the stock market, there has not been a period where there's more liquidity, there's more small cap stocks that are making just incredible moves than ever before. Make no joke about this. This is not gambling. This isn't going out and taking some high risk call or put option trades. This is being intentional about your trading, sticking to rules, cutting losses quickly, and following a plan. This is the main objective here. When we look at all these different careers, people are being laid off, fired, but more so laid off, and somehow people still think day trading is the most risky. It's the most likely they're going to be a failure in this area. And I often say that's not true. It actually boils down more to the individual than anything else. People always look at the failures in this area. How many people went into become a brain surgeon or to become some very specialized engineer and didn't make it through? There are so many failures in that area, but yet people are always quick to point out the success stories in those areas. But yeah, when it comes to trading, they always point out the failures. Yeah, there's going to be a lot more losers in the day trading area, no question. Though one of the biggest problems with the day trading area is there's a lot of components that are conveniently left out that aren't readily accessible for people to understand why most people aren't successful. When we look, for example, at the PDT rule, people need so much money in their accounts to be able to day trade. And fortunately, this is on the brink of being changed. It's not guaranteed, but it's very likely it'll be changed. For a lot of people, I've said this before, the reason they're not successful in this area is because they don't have enough of a runway. Because it is like a business. You need capital, and you need enough capital to viably make it in this area. Unless you are just an absolute magician when it comes to your skills, you're probably not going to be able to work with a small amount and be successful in the first run. It's going to probably not work out. But you have enough capital, enough ammunition, more likely you will be, but then again, there's no guarantee. When we look at, like, just take the tech area, for example, there's so many people right now being laid off in tech, and look at how much this area was propped up 10, 15 years ago as this area. They were encouraging kids to go in and get these degrees and almost guaranteed to have a job immediately. And then, like, look at the situation now. A lot of these people are laid off. They can't find actual jobs in those areas. But those were considered good, safe bets. I mean, think how much people spent on their educations in these areas. And there's many other career fields where it's same situation. People don't know when their break-even point will be with trading. They don't know either if they will see exponential growth factors in this route. Your first year, you might only make 10,000. Your second year, you might make 30,000. Your third year, you might make 300,000. Fourth year, you might make a few million. You don't know. Until you've given yourself enough of a chance, you're never going to know. So you have to continue pushing along, maybe refining your techniques. Maybe you need to get a better education, learn from real credible traders. One guy that I've been following for years now is Russ Cameron from Warrior Trading. He is phenomenal. He has audited financial statements. He has plenty of proof to show he's credible, he is the real deal. And yeah, there's still, no matter what, even if you are $2 million in the green, there's still people that are going to tell you it's batting. You're not long-term able to do this. Maybe you don't need to do it long-term. This is another part of it. I would ask that person, how easily are you going to be able to make a few million in any other area? You're going to have to take heavy risk in almost any area if you want to make even 7 figures quickly. You're going to be speculating. When people buy real estate and then they make some change, no one ever questions like, oh, isn't that a gamble? Weren't you that's speculation. And real estate could also plummet in value. You could lose a huge chunk of change. Many people in the 08 to 09 crisis in the U.S. lost their homes, and they lost most of their asset value from losing a house or multiple houses. Or I should say their net worth plummeted. No matter where you are in the journey, give yourself a shot. Take the risk. See where you're at. It might take 2, it might take 3, it might take 5 times before you realize success. But understand that if you don't give yourself a shot, you'll never know. And be aware of other factors. Be aware of how much capital do I realistically need? How much education, practice on a simulator, and other factors do I need to be on top in this area? No matter what it is, everything in life's a risk, especially when it comes to making real money. It's always going to be a risk. People that go into medicine, when they're performing on patients, cardiac surgeons, brain surgeons, it's all a risk. You're taking risk. In any field that you're making real money, when it comes to, it could be mining sector, it could be in banking, any high stakes area, starting a company, buying commercial real estate, it's all a risk. Try and make some real money here. So give me your feedback below. Thank you.